In this video, we're going to take a look at how to beat the Act 3 boss, Donu and Deca, using a near fully upgraded Silent. The current deck that I'm operating on is a hybrid of an Assassin deck and a Poison deck. So I have a couple things right off the bat with Infinite Blades to get some shivs, as well as 2 backstabs to get some opening damage out there. Pair that with some mutagenic strength that I got from a question mark room, and allows me to put out a lot of damage on the first turn, as well as set up the entire match with the infinite blades. The deck in play here is mostly trying to be poison at this point here. It didn't really pan out to be full poison and isn't that strong, to be honest, but I do have an upgraded bouncing flask, a couple poison stabs, catalyst, and a couple of noxious fumes. Other than that, nothing really overly exciting about this deck. It's gotten me by, and I've gotten to this point without too much trouble. You can see potion wise, I have 2 fairies in the bottle, and I have 1 dexterity potion. Big ticket relics in play here are definitely the ice cream. Allows me to conserve energy between turns if they both happen to be playing something defensive or a buff or a debuff, and I don't want to play any of my cards. I can hoard those for better defenses on the next turn. Otherwise, I only have 1 2-cost attack for Necronomicon, so it's mostly worthless, but it's there if I draw that card and it fits in. Every 3 turns I get energy, and every 6 turns I get an intangible. Now, where I'm sitting with this particular fight, with 2 fairies in the bottle, and overall a pretty, strong deck in my opinion. It's made quick work of almost everybody so far. I haven't had any troubles with it. These 2 should be pretty simple. The big thing with running a silent deck and trying to do poison is these 2 artifacts at the end. Obviously, if you're running against artifacts, you run the risk of your poison not really doing anything. So not a lot you can do about that other than to try and get rid of it. I do have a weak card in there where I can get some of that taken off without wasting all of my poison. But those poison stabs are not exhaust cards either, so they'll come back around. Obviously, I have a pretty big deck, so we're looking at 6 turns to get those things around. These guys will still be up in 6 turns, so I know that I'm going to get to a second round of those. The conventional wisdom is always to kill Donu first, because Donu does power buff. You don't want these guys gaining strength over the long run. So generally speaking, I like to just kill him as fast as possible and then work on Deca as we finish things up. So to kick things off in this particular fight, I have 5 coming in and only 4 going out. I can literally play everything I want this turn, and there's nothing that's order dependent on this turn, so it really makes no difference. Just play everything that I got, pile all the damage on Donu, and already is a pretty good opening start in my opinion. Going to take a bit of damage. That's unfortunate, but that's the name of the game. Sometimes if you don't draw any defense right off the start, what are you supposed to do other than take the damage? So there's the 2 shivs that I got. And alright, so we have Bouncing Flask. Ideally, this is hit 4 enemies. In a perfect world, it would hit both of them twice and then just get rid of all of those. Bouncing Flask does not exhaust. So this one will come back around. So we'll play that first. Alright, we got 2 hits on Donu, 3 hits on Donu. It actually works out in our favor because Bane can do a double tap then. That's free 22 damage on Donu. That being said, let's not forget about Terror. Some people might argue that, okay, let's put Terror on Deca. Well, Deca's got an artifact. It makes more sense to get this Terror on Donu, take care of Donu as fast as possible, deal with the fallout of not having any type of a terror buff left for Deca. And fun fact, Donu and Deca are technically both math terms. Donut is a mathematical shape. You'll find it in calculus. Deca means 10. Unfortunately, that's a misnomer because this shape is not a decahedron. It's not a decagon. This is actually an octahedron. So, fun fact there. I don't know where the name Deca came from. There's not really 10 of anything here. But, fun little fact for you. I would call him Octa instead. But I'm going to put my Terror on Dona. Why? Extra damage. That goes up to 16/16. And then play my shivs. We're down to the last turn here. Do I want to take the energy for the next turn, or do I want to block? That's always a debate that you have to have with yourself, whether you want to block or take the energy. In this case here, I don't have a large health pool to pull from. I don't have a lot of defensive cards. I know I'm going to kill him quick, but I mean, it's 26 damage coming at me. I can mitigate that by essentially half. It seems to me that it's going to be the best place to play this. All right, here comes the attacks, and now they both got a defensive turn. If I can do something on this turn to ultimately, buff myself, that would be great. I have that coming at me. Best I can do with that, neutralize, doesn't work. So can't really do much about that. Anytime that there's a card draw is always welcome, as is random skills. Anything that you're unsure of in your deck, take those things and get them out there first. So I definitely want to know what skill I'm going to get. Bouncing Flask, heck yeah. The other thing, draw a card. I want to see card draw. I'm putting this on Dona regardless. And it's a stupid curse. Bouncing Flask is great though. Should hit him. It went, oh, that was close. So it went two on Dona, but it did go 1 on Deca. That's good for me. I can mitigate some of that damage. We'll drop it from 13 times 2 to 9 times 2. Fantastic. And then Catalyst. I don't know what's going to happen with Poison on Deca. I just don't. So I'm going to take what I have, put the extra Poison on Dona, and just call it a day. I want Dona dead as fast as possible. And we'll do just a tad bit of block. So Dona should be dead, I would say, in 2 turns. If I can't do 86 damage in 2 turns, I probably don't deserve to win overall. And there's the strength buff that's coming out. That's part of the reason we want to get rid of him. It'd be great if I can kill him right now. Okay, so there's my 1/2 cost card. Riddle with Holes. 4 times 5 times 2. 4 times 5 is 20, times 2 is 40. That's half of what I need to do. And he is vulnerable. Good thing I put that on there before. Now, if you are one of the type that looks at energy conservation and playing the most optimal strategy, you might be thinking, why not play all your 0s and 1s and then play Madness? Madness would have reduced it down to 0. Guess what? If it's a 0 cost card, it doesn't get hit by this here. So I would have lost 20 damage from it. In general, yes, I am all about playing 100% optimally if I can, which is why I typically do card draw and other procs first, because I want to ensure that I have the best possible play out there. Okay, so he's got poison damage coming at him. 15 out of 26. I just need to do a little bit more. Unfortunately, nothing. There's 9, and 5 is 14. That would be the best outlook. 5 and 5 won't do it. That'll only put me at 25. 9 and 9 would be overkill. 9 and 5 is the best option. So 9, and actually I don't have to play anymore. So now 15 and 13, that's going to hit him. Pile the rest on Dona. Now back to talking about playing optimally. There's no need to defend here. He's dead. He's not attacking. Playing this card wastes my 1 energy carryover because of the ice cream. Think those things through. I know in some cases people just play really, really quick. They get excited, this or that. I tend to be a very slow player. I'm not a speedrunner. I am a thinker. I am analytic. I try to think of what's the best possible option. And having 2 energy going into the next turn makes my next turn all the better. So I'm all about mitigating waste, and that would have been a wasted energy. And you might not think 1 energy is much, but it truly is. Okay, I put this card in my deck Nightmare. I don't really use it that much because it's so expensive, and you have to have a good draw with it as well. So you need to draw something that you can play, and in a typical run, if you're only dealing with 3 energy and you put this in there, the only thing you can do is you're committing to 3-1 or 3-0 card or cost cards the next turn. If you're trying to put this on 3 power cards or more expensive cards, the only way that it really works is if you don't discard your hand, or if you have a very, very small deck and you just expect to cycle through these things over and over and you just want them in your deck. In my case, I'm actually sitting pretty good because I can play this as well as all my other stuff, and then I can get some extra poison on him as well. So if you look at my numbers here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I can play everything in my hand right now. So I'm not hurting for energy. Play Nightmare. Yes, I will take the poison. Next turn I'll get lots of poison. The rest of this is irrelevant. Health-wise, I'm at 36. He's going to hit me for 32. Minus my block, that's fine. Because I have the fairies, I want to make sure that I maximize the potential for this here. Ideally, if I could get to this point where I'm down to maybe 1 hit point, just to save that 1 hit, because 30% of 77 is only 20-ish. If he's got a big number, he could hit me and kill off both of these in 1 hit. I don't want to deal with that. All right, so now where are we at? So we have 5 energy, courtesy of our little happy flower. We got an extra one. We got 3 poison stabs. He's not attacking. What do we actually want to play? So poison, yes, poison, yes, poison, yes. And now what? 14 damage. Hard to say no to that. And then I guess we will take 1 Noxious Fume. 5 damage. 5 damage. He's not attacking. He's got poison on him. He's got a defensive turn. And not hitting much. My incense burner was wasted because he wasn't attacking. That's kind of a bummer. So now he's going 16 times 2. So defense on this one here is important, actually, because I don't want him to kill me on this first one. The first hit will take me to 0. I'll be dead. Fairy. And then I'll be at 23. He won't kill that one completely. But this here puts me at 30. And then plus anything else. I don't have any extra. I don't have any extra defenses right now. So let's pile these out on him. I know he's got a lot of defenses that you just have to break through. It is what it is. So 17 and 16 is 33. That's actually really fantastic. I got the extra proc from this here, I bet. The kunai. I got something out of it. Yeah, increase the block, blah, blah. Yeah. So here we go. He's going to hit me for 32. I got it just covered. I was fine losing one of the fairies, but couldn't have asked for a better turn there. And now he's on his last legs because he's under 100. I can hit him with even more poison. And this is actually an instance where madness will come into play. I'll get a slight discount on bouncing flask, and I will take that 9 times out of 10. So go like that. Now it's free. I got a 1 cost discount. It wasn't fantastic, but it's cheap. It gives me 3 energy going into the next turn. And it also adds 9 more poison onto him, or actually 12 poison. So 25, he's all but dead, and I got 2 fairies left. And I technically didn't even have to burn my potion. I could have spent that before I started playing my defenses, before I thought about that. But so he's got 32 coming at me, 50 right there. I can again play everything. Just throw it all on there. At this point, he's dead, so playing my dexterity potion didn't matter. He can't kill me on this hit here, just because of the sheer math. And just like that, he's dead on the next turn. Yeah, I lost my fairy, but it's the end of the road for me. I'm not playing with a heart unlock, so it's all over. So play my 2 cards, and Deca goes down. So you can definitely see if the roles were reversed and I would have went for Deca first. All of these weird buff turns that were coming up, instead of him maybe playing defenses and putting shields up, think of him as adding strength every time and then coming at those hits. He was doing 16 times 2 on every one of his attacks. If that was Donu, not so much. It would have been 16, 19, 22, and all of a sudden you get overwhelmed by it. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those below. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.